Hello, I'm Paul Kaufman. I'm a member of the Mock Trial Executive Committee of the Pennsylvania Bar Association and one of the authors of this year's 2016 Pennsylvania High School Mock Trial Problem. I'm coming to you now from the Fox Rothschild Center for Law and Society at the Community College of Philadelphia and from the Emmy-nominated studios of CCP TV. We at the Pennsylvania Bar Association would like to thank both institutions for graciously hosting us today. Today I'm here to talk, briefly, about this year's case, Lilienthal Insurance Company versus the Natural Habitat Preserve. It's a civil case, and it's an interesting case. It's unlike most mock trial cases that you'll ever see, because it's about insurance coverage, which is not a topic one often engages in high school mock trial. But don't worry, this is an interesting insurance coverage dispute because it has to do with an unmanned aerial system, or as it's commonly known, a drone. Drones are fairly new in American society and they're fairly new in American law. So new, in fact, that the FAA does not even have regulations governing them completely yet. But we have engaged the unmanned aerial system community for this year's problem. This year's problem brings you a dispute about a person who's been injured, like many civil mock trial problems. But in this case, the injury trial has already taken place. That case has already been settled. And Stephen Yeager, the individual who was injured, stands to win $2.5 million no matter what happens in the trial before the court. The trial before the court is between the insurance company for Natural Habitat Preserve, called Lilienthal, and Natural Habitat Preserve. Because Stephen Yeager was injured on Natural Habitat Preserve, or I'll just go to NHP's property. And he was injured because someone, Stacey Earhart, flew the drone too close to the horse on which Yeager was riding as he participated in a fox hunt. Now the questions before the court are three. And it's important to understand that these three are the only real questions in this year's case. First, did Stacey Earhart fly that drone that close to Stephen Yeager intentionally? Earhart is testifying for the defense, and Earhart denies that that was the intent. Earhart says instead that he or she lost control of the drone and that it went zipping past Stephen Yeager as an accident. An accident, of course, would be negligence, and it's important to understand that this year's case is not about whether someone was negligent or not. The defendant admits negligence, but just like you when you drive your car and it's insured, and if you're on your cell phone and you go through a red light and you bump into somebody, you were negligent, but your insurance still covers whatever that injury is. However, if you see someone on the other side of the street who you really don't like and decide to run them over with your car, that's not something that your insurance will cover. Just like your car insurance, the insurance here covers negligent actions, but does not cover intentional actions. So the first question is whether there was an intent on the part of Stacey Earhart. The second two questions go together, and they have to do with whether the insurance contract's requirements were met. Now, just like your auto insurance covers a particular set of drivers and a particular set of vehicles, not every car on the earth with everyone driving on the earth, there are conditions in the insurance contract relating to the drone. And those conditions include, among other things, that the drone cannot be over 55 pounds when it takes off, and that the drone must be what's called airworthy. Now, airworthiness is a term of art. It's a term for the FAA, and there's no question that the drone was airworthy when it was purchased by Natural Habitat Preserve. The question is whether subsequent modifications that were made to the drone were material. That is to say, whether they changed its airworthiness. There are expert witnesses on that topic. There are expert and lay witnesses on all three topics. And we hope that you enjoy this year's case. But remember, you've only got 30 minutes, so you may not be able to hit every issue the same, with the same vigor, with the same intensity. You're going to have to pick and choose. And if you're on the defense, remember your case has to match the plaintiff's case. So if they picked and chose different ones than you would have, you're going to have to respond to that. But that's the challenge of mock trial, and that's the fun of a civil case. Thank you. We look forward to seeing you all in Harrisburg.